Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to exponentially increase your social media traffic. Neil, why don't you kick things off?
Yeah, so if you really want to exponentially increase your social media traffic, one simple strategy that you could end up doing within your content, block off specific pieces of content and make people tweet it out or share it on Facebook to get access to the rest of the information. I found that it's a great way to literally get 7 to 10 times more social media traffic from your blog post, right? So before, if you were getting 100 visits from, let's say, Facebook and Twitter combined for each blog post that you write, this is an easy way to get to 700 to 1,000 per blog post. So don't block off everything. The first few paragraphs within the content of your blog post should be free, but there should be premium sections. It could be lists to download or a cheat sheet. Make people share that post to get access to it. A lot of people are like, oh no, put in your email address to get access to this. I, in many cases, like doing it where they have to share the content to get access to it. Or if there's some stats or interesting information or the bottom half of the post could be blocked, make them share to get access to it.
Yeah, what I like to do here, and so this is, let's face it, right? These social media platforms, they run advertising on them. They make money through advertising, and it's getting more and more expensive. And, organic reach is becoming tougher and tougher. So I still like using paid. And so here's what you can do, right? If you want to go, if you're starting with a smaller budget first, even with just by spending a couple of dollars a day boosting posts, you can drive more clicks to your site, right? So focus on driving clicks to your website or, page views from like a Facebook, for example, right? Or I mentioned in an earlier episode, I like using Twitter ads because it's so cheap right now. We're talking, 1 to 3 pennies or so for an actual view on a page, and they're staying for a minute or so. And then the actual cost per acquisition to acquire an email is still pretty cheap. So I would consider that traffic engaged, right? So where can you arbitrage kind of the, what makes sense in terms of what numbers you're trying to hit for your business from a paid social perspective, right? And so what we're trying to do with a new video series that we have coming out in January or maybe even February is we're going to allocate a certain amount of dollars to YouTube. And, let's say our goal is to get to 100,000 views per video, right? And, let's say we end up spending, $30,000 or whatever. And then, we end up getting, 900,000, 1 million views or so. Like, that's going to help us get what we're looking for. But you're probably thinking, well, we don't have that kind of money, which is fine. You can still spend a couple of dollars per day. But for us, it's definitely worth it because, we've seen these other people run ads towards like Gary Vee videos, for example. And those are actually fairly effective because I actually end up subscribing to their channel and watching more. We're trying to exponentially increase our traffic. We're definitely getting it, but we're also getting side benefits as well, such as subscribers, email subscribers, and things like that.
Yeah, the other strategy I love using with social media is if you're just trying to get more social traffic, why not promote your LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all with each other? So on my Facebook, I tell people a lot of times to follow me on Twitter and vice versa. By doing that, each social channel has more clout. So then that way, when I'm trying to get more social traffic, it's so much easier, right? I have more followers and fans. And then there's a higher likelihood that someone's going to see my content. The other thing I do is I put remarketing pixels on my site. So then that way, whenever I'm on or people are on Facebook or YouTube, they're seeing my ads. I'm getting them to follow me all over the web, not just on my website, my email list, but also subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So that way I'm reaching out to the same people multiple times. I've talked about the rule of 7 in marketing before. Someone sees you 7 times, they're much more likely to convert. By having the same followers on Twitter, Facebook, etc., you'll find that they're much more likely to share your content and keep coming back to your website.
Yeah, the tool I really like is Meet Edgar, and I've talked about this a couple of times. I like Meet Edgar because it allows you to schedule, let's say, I have an interview podcast, right? And the episodes are all evergreen. Well, I can schedule them into Meet Edgar, and they can just keep repeating over and over and over across Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, right? I think even like Instagram, for example, right? Even though that's more of a kind of separate thing, but you actually can schedule those posts too, right? So you schedule all of that stuff in and it just keeps repeating over and over. Of course, you're going to get more social traffic, right? It just makes sense. And then you don't have to have someone kind of manually doing it all the time. Now, in the same vein, you can use something like If This Then That or Zapier. When you have a new post come out to your blog, for example, you can have it set up where it pulls from the blog RSS feed and it automatically tweets out or posts to Facebook at the same time. That way, you're going to get more social traffic at the end of the day. So don't neglect these tools because they do work.
Yeah, and one thing about those tools, they can actually hurt your traffic as well. So if you're using things like Hootsuite and Buffer to schedule your Facebook posts, you'll get way less reach than if you use Facebook's own tool. So don't go out there and just using these tools blindly. They're great and amazing for things like Twitter. And like as Eric mentioned, we use them heavily. I used to tweet once a day or a few times a day, and now I scaled it up all the way up to 40 times a day. In some months, I can get well over 30,000 visitors a month just from Twitter because I'm tweeting so much more often. Yes, you have followers, and they're not always going to see your content. So an easy way to get more traffic is just continually messaging them more and more information. Like I'll take posts that I wrote a year ago and share them again on Twitter. I don't care that they're a year old. They're still good, high quality, they're evergreen. So why not continually share them so you can get more and more traffic?
Yep. So before we go, we have a special giveaway for you. Just go to signalgrain.com/giveaway and check it out. And we'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.